Okay, so now what I'd like to do, if everyone would indulge me for a minute, was if even though we're talking about the hero's journey and all these narratives that are so important to our collective journeys and histories, I'd like everyone just to sit up straight in your chairs for one moment and close your eyes and just take a long, deep inhale and a long, slow exhale. And then just for fun, we're going to all chant the sound of Om together. I know we're in a synagogue. The last time I was here, actually, I performed a Hindu wedding. So this is okay. We're not going to get in trouble, all right? So just inhale, long breath, and we'll chant Om together. Om. That was awesome. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and a relaxed exhale. And then open your eyes. Thank you for the indulgence. The movement from silence to sound and then back to silence again is a journey which is spoken about in all of the wisdom traditions, where that which is ineffable and subtle and unmanifest takes form, and that form has its own unique expression, and it lasts for as long as it needs to last, and then it fades away again into the ineffable, until it rises forward again, until it manifests again in perhaps some other type of a form. And the hero's journey is a very similar type of a thing. The Hollywood personification that we see of the hero is as a person, as an individual who encounters some type of adversity, conquers that adversity, perhaps is resistant to the adversity, and then somehow rises above and then goes back and does some remarkable feat and gets praise and saves the world or brings people back from the brink of something or does something absolutely heroic that we call heroic and is recognized for it. And the essence of the hero's journey is something completely different than this, though. This ideal that we have, the popular view, the mechanical view and the materialistic view of the hero that we have, which is prevalent in our society, actually has done a lot more damage than it has done good. When Joseph Campbell was speaking of the hero's journey, which is really something that a term that he coined, he was talking about an archetype, a pattern, a representation of something that exists as a context for something else to happen. Within the hero's journey, actually, there are 17 stages. Well, depending on where you look on the internet, sometimes you'll just see 12 stages. But there are generally 17 that Joseph Campbell spoke about. We're only discussing 3 of them today. We're discussing the the departure, the initiation, and the return. But within this, there are all these other little subtleties that come into it. Now we're at the return part of the day, which means you're almost finished. You've made it all the way through. So the return for us means actually we're almost done. But for the hero, what the return means is that they've learned something from their journey and they've brought it back to society. And then they give back. Right? Do they give back? No, they don't give back at all. In fact, this is one of the things which slips into our minds when we have this whole westernized idea and this mechanical and popular idea of the hero's journey. We think the hero does something great and gives something back to society. The phrase giving back is actually a terrible phrase as far as I'm concerned. It's a phrase that I don't like this phrase giving back. Whenever I hear someone say, I'm giving back, I think to myself, just stop taking so much. And if you would just stop taking so much, you wouldn't feel the need to assuage your guilt by giving something back. Okay? That's not what we're doing. That's not what any of us need to do. And in the charitable world, you see there's big philanthropy industry in America where people are making a lot of money off of philanthropy. They have all these, and yes, it's good and everything. We're helping a lot of people, but still, philanthropy has become another industry whereby people who have a lot of money can assuage their guilt by taking too much, by giving something back to people who have less. And really, it's a bad model. So why give back? Don't give back. Don't even give. Okay, that's not what the journey is about. It's not about anything like that. What happens is the person or the hero is in this mundane existence. They get challenged by something. And in this challenge, they have the opportunity to do something. Now, we are all on a journey together, right? We're all in this room together. We've been sitting here listening to the same talks. We ride on subways together. We ride on buses together. We go to the same classes, the same yoga classes, the same universities. Well, except for me, I didn't go to a university. I went to India instead and got amoebas, and that lasted for like 20 years. So that wasn't a great college degree. But we all have these journeys that we go on, and a lot of us are taking the same journeys, but not everyone is transformed in the same way, right? We can be, we can have a best friend and we can meet the same teacher, and one of us can be really transformed and really open to something, and the other one can be like, that's okay, I'm gonna go get a slice of pizza and I'll catch you later, and then 20 years later maybe you run into each other at a yoga conference or something. So what happens is there is something within the individual which is an openness or a willingness to be transformed. An openness or a willingness in the individual to go somewhere unknown, to go beyond their biases and beyond their opinions and beyond their judgments, and enter into a state which is kind of unknown where anything can happen, and willing to challenge themselves in that way. We don't know who has this. Now, Alain Danilou, who is a great French philosopher who spent a long time in India, had a wonderful way of describing it. And what he said was that there are three things that are important. Actually, people usually talk of two. They talk of consciousness and they talk of nature, as though these are the two main operating principles in the world, consciousness and nature. But he said there's a third important principle, and that important principle is the spark of voluptuousness that joins these things together and causes everything else to happen. And without this spark, nothing is going to ignite. And this spark is our passion, it's our love, it's our sense of adventure, and it's our willingness to be transformed. It's our willingness to be touched by something ineffable and to touch other people. What this spark is the willingness to participate. And when we're willing to participate, a whole world of opportunities opens up. So, now, I'd like to introduce, again, my friends here who I've been practicing yoga with for the past year. I don't have time to tell you the whole journey about how I was invited to come meet them and begin working with them. But what I would like to say is that we have gone on a journey together, and we definitely have gone on a journey which has brought us to this point of being able to say we're in the return stage. We're in the stage of being able to participate now within our communities and societies in a different way. Now, these guys are going to tell you a little bit about where they come from and what yoga has done for them. By the way, did I say we've been doing yoga together? Yeah, I did. We've been doing yoga and meditating, and we've been talking, and we've been reading and studying. In fact, we've read entire books out loud to each other for this activity of participating in a quest. So I'd like to pass now the microphone to Shaquille Johnston, who's a good friend, and I just want to say how, when these guys came in here today, and please, no one take any offense. They were greeted at the door, someone saying, "Are you guys lost?" And this is something that I see happening with them all the time when they come into the city to practice with me. When I go out to Queens to their housing development to practice, people usually think that I'm a cop. Now, I'm the most uncop person in the world. But you see, we have these problems in our society, and we have to face them. But this is what's going on, and I don't know how to face them. The only thing I know is that participation is key. Not giving back, not keeping someone down so we can lift them up, but participating along with them. So, I'm sorry, I've spoken for too long. Shaquille, please, come on up.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jaquil. I experienced two aspects of the hero's journey, which is the initiation and returning home. I would say that yoga was brought to me it was a surprise. I was working, and my supervisor had told me to be somewhere. When I got there, it was a yoga class, and I met Eddie. But I figured if I keep going, I seen that it was like breaking stereotypes. 'Cause as I went day by day, and I met up with Eddie, and we did presentations, people would come to me and ask me, well, what was I doing here? What was my purpose here? And as I would tell them, I could see it as an eye-opener, like breaking stereotypes. Because black people don't usually do yoga and like art and stuff like that. But it's also vice versa, because when Eddie comes out to my neighborhood, it's rough. And it's usually like they look at white people like leaders and like race. They still big on racism. So as we built the relationship, everything just came to play, and they got them on a different outlook on things. So that's about it.
How's everybody doing? So I'm gonna speak on behalf of the whole group. Our mission is to we plan to shift the attention away from negativity such as gun violence, drug abuse, police brutality, and just being African American alone is some things we suffer from. So we're using yoga as a tool to transform our communities and other communities similar to the same issues we suffer from, and also to get in touch with your individuality more, and also gain a type of discipline so that we can have a peaceful and better environment and atmosphere to live in.
Hello, everybody. How are you today? A lot of the kids in our community, a lot of them don't have a mom with a dad or a dad with a mom, or, you know, they're exposed to guns and they're exposed to the drugs and all of that. And when you're exposed to stuff like that, like, your mind is not in the right place. It races from what is right and what is wrong. And coming to do yoga and, you know, meditating and actually having your mind go from a marathon to going in a slow pace in your head, it helps you think about things and, you know, put things in a better aspect than, you know, what you see on a daily basis. So doing the meditation and doing the yoga, it's good for us because we can bring it back to our community and show the young kids, like, if you just do this right here, you won't think about, you know, handling your anger through fighting. You could just, you know, just go upstairs and breathe real quick, you know? So, right. They can step out of the picture, as Jaquil said, and, you know, see what else is in the world besides the guns and the drugs and the fighting every day. So yeah, the meditation and yoga, for us, we would like to bring it back to our community. It'll better our kids and our future presidents and lawyers.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Raheem Lewis, and my little story is a little different from my people up here. Well, I joined yoga because I have a very bad temper problem. So when I first got to yoga, I didn't like it.
Right.
I didn't like it, but as I kept going, I found peace in myself. Like, I started to think before I react, and I started like meditating more, just to learn myself instead of always exposing and doing negative things in my community. So I take yoga and use it as a tool to help the people in my community with the same attitude I have. I try to pass it on and help them so they won't end up hurt or in jail or anything like that.
Now, I know we're out of time, I know. Do they have time to do the demonstration? 3 minutes? Yeah, okay, good. So we're going to do a yoga demonstration. It's going to be 3 minutes long. The music was written by Tyrell Carter, who can't be here today. Had a death in his family, had to go to D.C., so we shout out to Tyrell, Prince Carter. And the music is written by him. These guys have been writing music to go along with the yoga. And we're going to start, okay? The name of the song is Voltron. Here we go. One last thing. Today, Rahim's 24th birthday. So thank you very much, Todd. Thank you for having us. Don't forget to participate. Peace.